Hey, Golden. Obviously, didn't get a chance to talk to you yesterday, so just curious what your take was on that last play.
Um, I just a very competitive play. I went back and watched the film, and I think it was a close call, but the refs call what they call, and it is what it is. I'm a believer in just not letting it. Don't leave it up to anyone but ourselves. And if we handle business earlier in that game, then maybe we don't have to even get to that point. So, you know,
Not trying to get you to lose any money here, but do you think that there could have been offsetting penalties with the way Jackson kind of crashed down on you?
Uh, yeah. Just my initial thought once I saw the flag, because I felt the flag came out pretty late after the play. I thought it was on Jackson or whoever that was on my back, but it didn't happen to be the case. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Thanks.
Lombardo.
Hey, Golden. Joe seemed pretty perturbed, I guess would be the word, with the call at the end of the game. I was just curious if he had a conversation with you afterwards and maybe what that was like.
No, I didn't have any conversations about that particular play with anyone really. Everything happened so fast, and I just kind of saw it as I was being competitive with Buster, and just trying to find a way to get open. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, what do you all think about that call?
I mean, it looked kind of ticky-tack, or it could have gone both ways. But real quick, just another angle here. How frustrating is it that when you get yourself and Sterling and Evan and Saquon are all on the field together for one game finally, and Saquon goes out for the year with the torn ACL, and then Shep goes down with the toe injury? How frustrating is that, and what's kind of the range of emotions in that locker room right now?
I know all of our guys, especially the guys that you mentioned, just love the game of football, love competing, and want to be out there. Every play of the game. I just know how important it is, and I know how much we all were looking forward to playing together, and for it to happen the way it did yesterday. I know, we're all kind of bummed because we are brothers, and we love each other so much, and it's unfortunate, but that is the nature of the game. There are injuries that happen in this game, every game, unfortunately, and it always hurts when you have guys like Saquon and Shep deal with injury, but we're just going to keep chugging. We can't dwell on this. We just got to keep working hard and find a way.
Jordan.
Hey, Golden. I thought it should have been offsetting penalties, but nobody gives a crap what I think anyway, to be honest with you. Anyway, where does the offense go from here? Like, how do you offset the loss of Saquon and possibly Sterling in the short term?
I think we be critical of this film, and I know the receivers have watched it and been very critical of what we could do better. And I think everyone just must be accountable, and everyone we must know our assignments very, very well. I mean, you look back at this game last night or yesterday, and you give us a few plays back, and maybe the outcome's different. So just dialing in, doing our jobs, play after play after play, and all 11 men on the field doing their jobs, collectively. So I think that's where we're going to take it. We're going to have a great week of practice. We have great coaches. We have a bunch of really good players, and we're just going to find a way. Wins are never perfect. You never go back, looking back at a game and say, yeah, we just played perfect. No, we're just going to find a way. We're competitive, and that's it.
Tom Canavan.
Hey, Golden, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. On one hand, you look at yesterday's game and you see a great comeback in the second half that falls short. On the other hand, you look at the big picture and you say, 0-2, arguably their best player is not going to play again this season, and probably fans are going, here we go again. How do you kind of mix the two together?
Look, I think we take all the good from the film last night, and we hold on to that. And I think one thing that I did learn about our team is that we will fight. We will fight until it says 0 on the clock. That's no doubt. And you look at that and what we did in the second half, and that's pretty impressive from offensively and defensively and special teams. So we hold on to that. Obviously, when we see Shep, we see Saquon go down, we see any of our brothers go down, just the very natural feeling is it kind of can deflate you. However, after, sleeping on it overnight, and a lot of praying, the show, has to go on. Next man up in mentality. We have complete trust in our coaches and the other players that we have in our locker room that we can get the job done. We can't get caught in the, well, if Saquon was back there, what would have happened? Or if Shep was back there? I mean, the truth, reality is, unfortunately, and we're crushed that we don't have these guys right now. So, next man up is going to step out. I mean, Wayne's going to have some opportunities. Deion's going to have more opportunities. Some of our other receivers have more opportunities, and we're just going to make it happen and just go from there, take it play by play and see what we can do. We still have a lot of other good players that can help us win.
We got time for 2 more, Bruce Beck and Zach. Bruce Beck.
Golden, as a veteran, as one of the leaders in this team, what's your message to the young guys in terms of kind of some of the things that you were saying in terms of not feeling sorry for yourselves and moving forward, losing a dynamic player like Saquon and continuing to struggle without wins?
I would say control what we can control, and what you can control is showing up and being a professional every single day, preparing your tail off to give yourself the best chance to go out there and put the best product you can. And I think if we can get guys to do that, we're going to feed off of that. And just, I think simply that, it is what it is. And that's NFL football. I mean, things happen. And if you look outside of our locker room, other teams have had some pretty major injuries to some of their major players. And, we don't just show up to work and say, all right, well, we're resigning this year. We got to keep it going. We're going to just continue to play ball. And that's that. At the end of the day, no matter who we bring in and who we lose or what we think, we have a job to do. And that's what we're going to do.
Good luck, Golden.
Last question here, Zach.
Hey, Golden. Yeah, I was just wondering what you've seen out of Daniel these first 2 weeks, and if you feel like he's maybe playing with more confidence last year, especially when you see like how he commanded the things at the end on that last drive and worked the way upfield, and like just what have you seen out of him in these 2 weeks that gives you confidence and he can keep doing that going forward?
Just the guy's love for the game is I love it. I love to see it. I mean, it's the most important thing in his life, and he puts in the time. When we see him there, he's always, putting in the time, but also when he goes home, and whenever I text him, I have a question, he gets back to me quickly. If there's a play that I want to, look in the film, he gets it right up and gives me his perspective. And, he's one of those guys that's just built to do this. I mean, he's getting more comfortable, in the huddle, demanding the offense and leading us. And as you can see yesterday, he seemed completely comfortable late in the game. When we had a critical third down, he puts a ball on a covered receiver low so only he can get it, and we make that play. Or on a 4th down, or he takes off running to get the first down. I mean, the guy is growing each and every day, including during the weeks and practice. And that's what you want to see out of the leader of your offense and really the leader of the team. So, we're all behind DJ, and DJ can't do this by himself. We all have to do our part from top to bottom consistently. And when we do that, it's going to take pressure off of him. It's going to take pressure off of our offensive linemen. It's going to take pressure off of the receivers, running backs, tight ends. It's going to make it, I think, a little bit easier once we all are just doing our jobs, playing and play out, and and starting fast.
And just real quick before you go on, the 49ers had said something, they were complaining about like the turf at MetLife Stadium. I know you guys have practiced a lot there during training camp. Like, have you noticed anything weird about the turf, or have you guys been okay when you've been out there?
I've been okay over the years that I've played at MetLife. But so I don't have any problem with it. You can't help but to think about, where we are now 2 weeks into the NFL season and where we were 3-4 months ago, not having any OTAs and, no time to be with the team. You can't help but to think that has something to do with it. But as far as MetLife Field, I think it's fine. But again, I also personally haven't played a game on it this year, but our guys last week did well, I thought.